So I thought I'd show you how to prepare a slip cork. These things make a huge difference out in the woods when you're fishing for these brim in tight quarters. You can really cast it so close to trees and adjust your depth so easily. Just avoids having to use all that line that's hanging out when you're using a regular cork or bobber. Anyhow, quick slip cork preparation. My favorite type of slip cork is that Thill slip cork. You can get those online through Amazon. Small little weight you'll need. I use a 5 or a 7. I like the Carlisle hooks. They have a big head at the top, easy to get the line through. You're going to need a little string there. That's the stopper for the bead, and you have a little bead. I'll show you how you put all that together real quick. Stren monofilament. I keep things simple. Clear blue fluorescent is my favorite. Love the way that looks, and I think it's very undetectable for the fish. Alright, so the first thing you do is you take your little tube with the string on it. That's your bead stopper. That's what stops the slip cork. And you thread the line through the tube there, pull it on up, just give it about 2 or 3 feet, and then to make sure with your line and the bead stopper that you pull the string up off the tube and the tube slides down and you get rid of that tube. It comes off the end of your line. So that's that. And then what you do is you pull the tag ends on that string and tighten into a knot. And so that again is going to be a little knot that will stop the bead that will then stop the slip cork. So that's all done. I'll cut those tag ends off in just a second. Okay, next step is probably the most tedious, is the little bead. It has a little hole in it, and you find that little hole, and then if you have good enough vision, you carefully thread that line through the hole of the bead. And just like that, you run it down the line and it will meet up with the string that you just placed onto the line. So that's step 2, the bead. Step 3, then you take the small little slip cork. I use either a medium, very light. They have a brass ring on the top so the line slides through there. Anyhow, you prepare that through the line as well. The line goes through. You make sure the top goes first and you push that line through there. It's not always that easy with 6-pound tests because the line is very flexible. But you get that line through there, and then boom, your slip cork goes down and it meets the bead and it meets the line. So you're almost there now. Next step, of course, the hook. I use Carlisle hooks again because they have a big opening. Sometimes you have to pinch that opening so the line doesn't slip off of it, but size 8 or 6. These brim have been big, so I've been getting away with a 6 sometimes. But you get the line through there, and then I just tie the good old fisherman's knot. No problem with that knot. You can do this in the wind. You can do this real quick. So just make a little hanging loop and swing it around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to do 6 times. So 6 times. Then you run the tag end through the loop at the top, and you just pull that down. Add a little bit of moisture so you don't burn the line. And you just cinch that down real tight. Makes a nice clean knot. Perfect. Again, the fish don't see it too much and probably get more bites with a small, simple knot. So that's that with the hook. Perfect. Long enough shank on these hooks to be able to get it out of a brim if they swallow it down. You can save a lot of brim that way and not kill them. And then one more step is a little split weight. And these are removable. You can reuse these. This is a size 5 or a 7. It depends on how big your cork is. I like to use really light gear. And again, you just pinch that down. Using my teeth for this, but you clamp that down and you're all set. I keep it about 4 inches from the hook, so again, less detectable for the fish. So that's about it. You tighten up that little string knot there so that it won't slide up and down too easily. You just clip off the tag ends. You leave a little bit of a tag end on each so that you can tighten it from time to time if you need to, but not so much that it interferes with your eyelets on your rod. That's the little knot that stops the bead. Okay, so right here you'd see that I would be fishing about 2 feet deep, and if I want to make that a little bit shallower, all I have to do is take this string, the little knot, and just slide it down the line, and so now just like that I'm fishing about 1 foot deep. Perfect. Right now the brim are biting about 2.5 feet down, so I'm going to set that about here. and we are ready to go fishing. It's a beautiful slip cork, Thill. They're really bright. You can see them well in the water, and man, that upright vertical position, if the cork leans, you can tell a fish is on it. Sometimes it'll just drift or slide to the side, and then of course they'll go under, but you can catch a lot of fish without the fish ever pulling it under. Great little slip corks, not expensive, hard to find though, but worth it. And I'll show you my rod and reel while we're at it. I use ugly Stik, simple. They don't break, don't cost a whole lot. This is a 5-footer. I love these little ultralight ugly sticks. They got great little tip on them. They're fast action and really do a good job catching those brim. And then my reel is the Shimano Syncopate, and these things are hard to find also, but the 1000 series, very lightweight, and this has a quick trigger on it so that I can use just one hand to set the bail. I don't have to use my other hand, so the bail sets and locks with just one finger there on that quick trigger. That's it. Great setup. 6-pound monofilament, clear blue fluorescent. I hope you enjoyed this. Go out there and catch some fish. Thanks for watching. The slip cork come in a pack with the stopper and the bead. It's a little bit tedious, but really only takes about 2 minutes to prepare. You can do it on the water, no problem. Having good gear leads to some great catching. It's well worth it. I hope you get out there soon and catch some as well. Thanks for watching.